pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning. And behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have troubled me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need. Right, yeah, I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now, yeah. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Send me love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system, he cannot pray. I need to find relief. But behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need, right? Yeah, I really need mine now. I need to free mine now. I really need time now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mine now. I really need time now. Oh, yeah. Just set me free, freer than the open mind, farther than the eyes can handle, freer than the ocean now. Yeah, yeah. So set me free. Now I need to find release. Set me to the open sky. Now I need to free my mind. Yeah.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine, weekdays 6 till 9.
Now, a Mauritanian appeals court has this week handed down a 15-year prison sentence and a hefty $3 million fine to the country's former president, Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz, for corruption, money laundering, and illicit self-enrichment. The ruling upholds and escalates an earlier conviction from 2023, marking a significant moment in Mauritania's efforts to tackle high-level corruption.
In terms of the country fighting corruption, I think this case shows the seriousness of the country in trying to fight corruption. There is substantial evidence that indicates to the fact that he was corrupt. These cases are always very difficult to then be able to balance whether they're not politically motivated and also balancing the rule of law.
Nyasha Mpani, who's a project leader at the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation in South Africa.
Mornings made better with Peter and Asanda on Rise and Shine from 6 till 9 a.m. Central African Time on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
churchyard, showed me graves on the ground, and she said, there lies a man who fought for equality. There lies a boy who died in the struggle. Can all these heroes die in vain while we slash and kill another, knowing that already they're the victims of the situation? Still licking wounds from brutality. Still licking wounds from humiliation.
Minutes past the hour 7 a.m. Central African time, so bright and early. The sun is flirting with us, but I think she might make an appearance later. I don't think it would be appropriate to celebrate Africa Day and the sun is not sunning the way it should sun. You know, we're broadcasting live from Freedom Park, which is situated in Pretoria, the capital city of the beautiful South Africa. And we're celebrating Africa Day. I'm loving the energy. So I just took a quick walk. It was quite far where I went. And, I love the fact that everyone, happy Africa Day, happy Africa. And we just understand the impact of Africa and its context to the world. So I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. And we're going to be speaking to Mr. Lucky Masilela, who is the CEO of the South African Central Registry, which is the ZACR, but it's also known as Registry Africa Limited, which is responsible for managing the .Africa top-level domain name. Guess what Nsako did? She went down a rabbit hole. And I remember this actually sparked my interest once. So last year, I was in first year of BCom Law. And there's a very specific reason why I picked up law as one of my degrees, right? It was because I went to an event, and now we're gossiping, guys. You know, when the Africans gossip, you know, when the cousins are gossiping. That's what we're doing now. I went to an event that was hosted by a different country outside of Africa, and they were hosting about fintech and where financial technology is going and how they want to introduce all these new apps and websites to Africa to boost our fintech operations. And I'm there and I'm like, okay, no, this sounds great. But now I'm hearing them speak all these statistics, right? They're saying 30% of this in this country do not have access to the internet. And, this is how many people are there. And I'm like, this is very specific data. This is very specific information. Where do you get it from? That was the first thing that I asked. I said, all this information, guys, when they know things that they should not know, the world should not know how many people in the average household has access to the internet, and I'm like, okay, how do you guys know this? It feels like you are becoming a fly in our wall, right? So maybe it's through AI. Let's say, for example, through AI, maybe, we use ChatGPT too much, which gives away too much information. Or maybe it's a WhatsApp that's, releasing data. Or, maybe we're actually just not reading our privacy policies as we should. So then I sat and I read and I said, okay, in the apps that we're using, the average app that's being used now, it's more WhatsApp, Facebook, What do we share there? We share our ages, we share where we live, because obviously the location must always be on. We're sharing our interests, because whenever we search something, it turns into cookies, and the cookies that you guys are all just willingly accepting. You go on the internet, it says accept cookie. Do you know which cookie that is, what that cookie is? That cookie is recording the data of your interests, building your algorithm. Meaning, if you're Googling green Techies, and you say accept cookies to the website of Green Techies, they're going to give you at least 10 more different websites on Green Techies. Then you know what happens beyond that? You're going to start getting telemarketers advertising Green Techies to you. And now you're wondering, where do they know all of this from? Where are they getting my phone number? It's because we willingly give our information. We don't read. We don't take time to really understand. And now it sparked my interest on data management in Africa, right? This year, one of the modules that I'm doing is e-commerce, right? But in the global context. And the one thing that really, really interests me was data management in Africa. We give away our data so easily. Our information so easily. And trust me, guys, those who work in corporate know that data is where your money is. If you know that the people that are walking into your shop prefer purple shoes, you're going to make sure that you put the purple shoes by the window. But how do you know that information? Data. Why I'm saying all of the things that I'm saying is because we're going to be speaking to Mr. Lucky Masilela. One of the most important things about Africa is our data. We have the richest pool of data. And that's why most international companies know what to bring in Africa. When you see the rise in Chinese cars, it's there. It's because the data said we need something that serves us, right? But financially doesn't cripple us. It gives us the German car without the German money. Right? How that information is translated is through data. It's the cookies you are accepting. But it helps. It helps now because you as a business person are now thinking, okay, then let me actually focus more on data. What are people looking for? And how do I cater my services to that? So what's nice about Mr. Lucky Masilela is that he is sitting on multiple boards. He's currently the chairperson of the South African Communications Forum, the SACF, and a board member of AfriNIC and a councillor of the ICT BBE Charter Council. He's also he has extensive experience in the telecommunications sector and having worked at Siemens Telecommunications and later Nokia Siemens Networks for over 17 years. So I'm talking to the big guy. I'm talking to the one where we can actually have this conversation without us, stuttering about it, without us feeling like we have to withhold what happens in Africa. So yes, we love the colors. Yes, we love the clothing. Yes, we love our hair. But let's get a bit more academic about what we celebrate about Africa, because we are also geniuses. We are very intelligent as Africans. So let's also figure out the back end of managing a continent. The data we are releasing. Why are we not releasing it to more African countries, African businesses, so that they may open? You might find that your business is not thriving in the country you're in because it's not needed there. It's probably needed next door. When you think about Zambia, for example, my brother recently opened a business there. Zambia, guys, has 0 medical systems. None. None, 0, zilch, nothing. To those who are here, you're already like, okay, no management systems, all right. That's an idea. They don't have any petrol stations. None. They don't have any franchise petrol stations. The Groove in Zambia, you're out of this world. I would highly recommend you have a 24-hour liquor shop, for example. These are just different things. Just by knowing what's happening in the country, how many business ideas come up. So I would highly recommend you guys stay tuned for this one because he is making his way here. We're going to have a live interview, which means we have more time. You don't actually look at the time on your phone. We're just having a conversation, so I can't wait for that. It is 7:21 Central African Time. This is the Oasis with me, Ntsako Mhlanga. We are broadcasting live from Freedom Park, the central city of South Africa, which is Pretoria. And we're having a lovely time, and they've already set up their beautiful chairs and the banners. So after the show, we're going to also keep it going on social media so that you know what's happening here in Freedom Park. It is 7:22.
Start your day right with Channel Africa Breakfast.
That smells delicious.
Live 5 days a week.
My name is Neto, NETO Chamani. Osiatiko, Nengezimo, Mkhanju, Phandle kunjani moyani. Voko tendele. Africa at Play, Asteleli Siashaya. Africa's velvet voice is in the house. Africa at Play is a place to be, where we speak all things sport and music, from the African continent to the rest of the world. We speak to your bundles of joy in sport, 12-year-olds and below, teenagers in sport. And we speak to elite athletes, administrators, coaches, and all the behind-the-scenes stakeholders of sport and music. Africa at Play, Asteleli Siashaya. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
ñu foto baram yi tuuti waay loxo ca kaw ma ne vie fay sama mag la bilay moom du def loolu yoo cey ma ne coombaay sama waay la bilay moom du def loolu yoo cey jo coo yëngul waay damay mer de
tan xina pax ki dan waran samba xuramba pax digin tan xin samba xuramba tas tan xin samba xuramba tas
wawa mbay merotuma mane Léon Sarr sama mag la bilay mam du def loolu yoo Sarr bandam mane manu lima sama waay la bilay mam du def loolu yoo tey manu mane bari lobe sama mag la bilay mam du def loolu yoo tey lobe kuy waddo la miñ bu noppee rafle man du ma noppi pe sama lamin la wado Wow ture kunda bunyi no perafle Wow Omar pen bunyi no perafle Wow Yusuf majigen bunyi no perafle Wow Baba Mal bunyi no perafle Don Balago sek bunyi no perafle Wow Halam Nyar bunyi no perafle Wow Orkes National bunyi no perafle Man izolo dumo no pinda bunyi no perafle Taksinyi malak me Nchi jape mudem Nanyi fangkam balak me Niko puse mudem
Love music, love culture, love life. Then you will love Channel Africa.
chiramba chaifuratira vakuru vacho pakupingudza mumbe ndakuhara
It is 7:22 Central African time. Some beautiful music coming through to usher in the morning. Guests are slowly trickling in, making sure that they arrive right on time. I would be one of those people that are sitting right in the front. You know, you want to get like the best view of today because we're celebrating Africa Day. It's a beautiful day to be an African, a beautiful day to be part of a consortium where Africans are. It is a beautiful day to be African business, and we can't wait for this conversation because when I saw that Dot Africa is leading today's event, I got a little bit excited when you speak about data management and domains, and I get very excited about that. And I have the absolute pleasure of sitting right next to Mr. Lucky Masilela, who is the CEO of Dot Africa. And for those who are just joining us, we are broadcasting live from Freedom Park, which is in the capital city of South Africa, which is in Pretoria. And we are about to have this conversation. So follow us on social media at Channel Africa 1 to make sure that you are keeping up with the conversation. Mr. Masilela, good morning.
Morning to you, ma'am. Morning.
So I went on a deep dive into your profile. So telecommunications is you. You are telecommunications, right? Let's talk about the involvement of Dot Africa in today's program.
Yeah, look, I like the way you are approaching it, that technology. And suddenly, here we are, drumming to silence the guns. Africa Day. So, yes, we live in a world where, as human beings, we need to socialize, where as human beings, we need to use technology to interact, use technology to communicate, to converse, and achieve more with technology. How did we get here? In 2010, we were applying for this name, Dot Africa. And to get this name, we had to get the support of the African countries. Because this name, Africa, is owned by the Africans. It's not owned by us. And on top of that, the custodian that has the mandate of providing oversight over this name is the African Union. So we had to also to go to the African Union to get this support. So because the African people gave us the endorsement, the support to apply for the name Dot Africa. And on the other hand, we had the African Union that equally supported this campaign, this application.
Yes.
So once we prevailed, as we were going through this process, we promised the African people that we are going to provide assistance on the continent when we get this name.
Yeah.
We're going to assist on building the registrars in the country, building the CCTLD names, which is a country code top-level domains across the continent, and also assist in building or translating African content. We have a lot of content on the continent, but our content is not accessible on internet, not enough of it. So those are some of the projects that we committed to the African people that this we will do. But then fast forward 2022, President Cyril Ramaphosa gets appointed to be the chairperson of Africa Union. And when he becomes chairperson of Africa Union, his maiden speech focuses on silencing the guns. And we are listening and say, wow, silence. It's part of Agenda 2063, by the way. Yeah? And we're like, this is something that we can equally assist in silencing the guns. But we're not a peacekeeping force. How can we silence the guns? And we said, drums could be the best thing to use to silence the guns. So then we started putting together this concept of drumming to silence the guns. We had Dr. Khalane. At that time it's COVID, lockdown, no movement. So we had to go and get permits to move around, to go and make sure, take shootings on top of mine shafts and that's it. And we came up with beautiful shots. Then we came to Freedom Park on Freedom Day, 2020. We said, we're doing this. The Freedom Park said, we are ready. We are available.
Yeah.
We said, we want one of the holiest places in this park. They said, Isivivan. That's your place. We said,
Wow.
bingo, we're going to Isivivan.
Yeah.
And we started drumming. We had drummers. Dr. Khalani had a team of drummers that came from across the continent with your talking drum and the bongo drum and a spread of beautiful drumming. That day was beautiful. That's how we started. 2025, we're still here.
You know the beauty about what you are speaking about now. We were actually gossiping with Dr. Jane at 6 o'clock, and we were just laughing about the brilliance of the continuous use of art to end conflicts. Right? The fact that we're using a drum, a display of art, of African art, to silence the guns, and the fact that this is a recurring theme within the African Union speaks to the wanting and the desire to end ongoing conflicts, which are happening in various African countries currently. How does now tech step into this field? How does it step into the war in silencing the guns?
What we have just said about art in addressing conflict, we are interpreting the drum as a most powerful instrument. And if as an example, I could put drummers from here to Congo and pass Congo into Egypt and get them to drum, you will never hear even a single drum beat that would be offbeat. They will all find unison as a drum. Now, having understood that power of the drum being used for different ceremonies, the drum having its own pitch, its own frequency, its own sounds, different sounds. We believe those sounds can overpower the gun. So we are relying on the power of that drum beat. We're saying, let that beat, let that frequency, let that tune that goes up and down, those amplitudes, let them be the ones that silence the guns. And this is all we're doing. And we believe one thing, that everybody can access a drum. I can turn this table into a drum.
Right now, even.
Exactly. And we're silencing the gun,
Yes.
And then what we said when we were thinking about this thing, we said, it's not about bringing people to Freedom Park, but it's getting people to drum from every corner of the continent. We're saying you can drum, underneath the shade of your tree, in your village, the riverbed, on the mountainside, anywhere where you can drum. Share your drumming beats with us. We have www.silencingtheguns.africa.
Yes.
So that link you'll be able to share with us, live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And we want to then curate all those sounds and come up with one powerful sound. Today is going to be a beautiful day.
Yes.
Our team is really looking forward to curating all the sounds and putting them together and come up with, we want to think an African beat or sound that will silence the guns. I believe we'll come successfully with something like that today.
Why is it important to enforce laws that protect our data? This is coming from a conversation that was had, I remember, in the General Assembly in America in the past 2 years. And they, I think they came down on Africa quite heavily about our data management. They spoke about how we're handling our information, the ability to be able to tell African stories without necessarily paying homage to it. We've seen this happen in films, through music, where an American artist can just wake up and suddenly use Afro beats, Why is it important to have a registry that protects African information of businesses, government, and various organizations alike?
Data and data control, data governance, data management is very key. Data is you. It could be your IP. It could be the content that we have developed. We're talking about yourself. We're talking about the body of work that you would have developed. And if we do not control or regulate, not control as such. If we don't regulate that, it's subject to abuse. And we have seen what is happening today when people access your data in a malicious manner. They would use it as a weapon. They weaponize data. They would be used to destroy you. And also, people, besides the destruction that you would encounter with data, they also mimic you. They present themselves as mememhlanga in public when they are not, having acquired your data. So it becomes very important that this space becomes more and more regulated. A few years ago, we didn't worry about these things. But today, because we are living in a space of misinformation, we're living in a space where, yes, generally, data is being misused. And we have to make sure that it is not, And it's protecting the individual, it's protecting the collective, it's protecting the nation. That even our music has to be protected. It has to have some kind of stamp that this is South African music, made in South Africa. And then this is part of the journey that we're traveling in data, where protection. And also just information regulation. The continent does have its own policies, regulations in place, but we have not been as hard in enforcing such regulations as you would see in countries like Europe or the US. Europe has been even more upfront there. They have, a few years ago, they introduced GDPR, that is data protection for the Europeans. Now here in South Africa, in the domain namespace, we handle data for South Africans, and we handle data for some of the data that we handle is European data.
Sure.
Because some of the people that use the name .Africa or the name .co.za are citizens of Europe. And Europe says, you better handle that data of our citizen properly. If it is released to somebody else illegally, we hold you accountable, Mr. Masilela. You will be in jail. I think there's a 25,000 plus pound or euro fee, or 4 years in jail if I violate GDPR. So now this one. Then they come up with another security, infrastructure security policy, which is the second one. Again, it's looking at cybersecurity standardization of how do we manage and control cybersecurity across Europe for the Europeans. But when they enforce it, when they apply these laws, they become global. We are also affected. We were not doing enough. We have the Malabo Act, which I think up until now there's probably less than 20 African countries that have signed that act. It is something that is similar to our POPIA Act in South Africa, which is the protection of personal information. So we have that. We have the PAIA Act, and all of these are being reviewed. But more important is that we have to accept that our entities who are supposed to be the custodian on policies and acts need to be in the forefront, like the African Union. Make sure the Malabo Act becomes enforced properly, so that we are not only following laws and acts that are passed in Europe to control us. Then the next thing, we need to make sure that the data, the music that is produced in Africa is managed by Africans. We have to build our own archives. Today, if we were to ask ourselves, who is the owner of your Apple Music? And how many Africans have their songs under Apple Music? Yes, it has a reach, but the control. Who owns Spotify? We can keep going. We don't have our own house It could be Channel Africa, probably the only entity that that still holds and plays our music. And
absolutely.
But we need some kind of repository where you can access 24/7 and have your music, where we can go to the most rural area and collect that beautiful sounds that you normally would not hear in any theater or in any other platform, but in that village. And we should have this platform that will have African stories, African music, African everything there. And this is what we need to be doing. Then we'll talk about data management of our own citizens and data protection of our, and IP protection of our own content.
And it's a beautiful way to view Pan-Africanism as well. It's a beautiful display of Pan-Africanism. It's keeping the same campaign and love and patriotism for Africa, but online. And I'm really glad that Dot Africa is championing this. And we look forward to the day. Mr. Maselela, let me not hold you back. The program is about to start, so I'd love to let you go so you can be a fantastic host. But thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to a beautiful program and the different initiatives. Where can we find Dot Africa if those are looking to find out more information? Any website, emails? Yes.
So you can find us on www.registry.africa. Don't add .com, please. People think, no. It's .africa, that's it.
That's it. Because it ends with Africa.
It starts and ends with Africa.
Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. It is a 7:49 Central African time. We'll be right back.
Zilipendwa na Abedi Jean de la Croix.
Uzuri na ukubwa wa kazi yako unatokana na nini?
Kwanza kabisa ni kujifunza vitu mbalimbali, lakini pia kuvaa uhalisia wa jamii kile inachopitia, kujifunza vitu vipya, lakini pia kufanya mazoezi na kumshirikisha Mungu katika career yangu ya muziki.
Bila shaka. Je, management na wadhamini vile vile wana nafasi kubwa au wana nafasi gani katika mafanikio yako kikazi?
Niseme labda wana asilimia 99 katika mafanikio ya muziki wangu, management au mabosi wangu.
Umewahi pia kupokea salamu za pongezi au ukosoaji kuhusiana na muziki wako?
Nilishapokea nyingi sana kutoka sehemu mbalimbali, DRC, Tanzania na East Africa nzima kwa jumla.
Tuzungumzie kuhusu ukosoaji sasa. Unajisikia pale unapokosolewa?
Najisikia vizuri sana. Unajua ukipokosolewa ina maana wewe sio binadamu wa kawaida, kwa sababu asiyekosolewa pekee ni Mungu.
Zilipendwa kila Jumamosi kuanzia saa 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati hadi saa 1 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your taxpayer breakfast? How is your taxpayer automobile? You know you drive it so fast. You wind up the window of your fancy car, turn on the AC. Your fancy car, you can feel the pothole. Your fancy car, you can feel the heat. As you drive around in your fancy car. Mr. Politician, tell me, is it true that if we put all the land you own together, you could see it from the moon? It's crazy you have a bodyguard to protect you from me. Where do I apply? Who do I say to be protected from you? You wind up the window, drive your fancy car, turn on the AC of your fancy car, a politician. Let me stop pingiliang you. After all, I chose you. Monkey see, monkey do. Wait a minute, that means you work for me. It's not the other way around. That's right now. Wait till let me have some health care. Send the bill to the legislature. Oh, yo. You wind up the window of your fancy car, your fancy car. Turn on the AC of your fancy car, your fancy car. You can feel the pothole in your fancy car, your fancy car. Feel the heat as you drive around in your fancy car, your fancy car. The window of your fancy car, your fancy car. Turn on the AC of your fancy car, your fancy car. You can feel the pothole in your fancy car, your fancy car. Can feel the heat as you drive around your fancy car. You drive around in your fancy car. Vroom, 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 vroom. I'd like to say hello to all the little people. As you drive around, as you drive around, as you move around, as you look around.
The Oasis with Nsako Mhlanga.
7:54 Central African Time. There's commotion, and we just can't wait to silence these guns with the drums. We have two beautiful women behind me who are preparing themselves to beat and drum the silence. Beautiful stuff that is about to take place. Let's take a listen. Absolutely amazing stuff. Thank you so much, ladies, for that beautiful, beautiful sound. I'm pretty sure the guns are afraid of you, as they should be. A beautiful way to wrap up the second hour of the show. And we are still broadcasting live from the Freedom Park, which happens to me to be a commemorative heritage site situated in Pretoria, which is the capital city of South Africa. We're celebrating Africa Day every single year on the 25th of May. Africa gets a year older. The African Union gets 1 year older. So if you see a lot of people adorned in their African attire, then just understand that. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing black and white. Like, you know, it's Africa Day. Well, you're commemorating, we're trying to end ongoing conflicts. Guys, our biggest conflict in South Africa was black and white fights. Okay. This is my way of commemorating it. Because there was a time where there were certain places we couldn't go. And it's just the unifying of both colors, okay? We're going to head into the news in just a bit, but the conversation continues on at Channel Africa 1 on all social media platforms, and also streaming live on those social media platforms, so you do want to stick around for that. Let's head into a little jammy jammer before we head to the top of the hour.
sama loxo wan ma luy mbëggeel xamal nga ma luy nobel yow daal jëlal lépp loo am ñàkku ma ko leen ma wuy nobel xam naa lan mooy mbëggeel
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Your headlines. Today is Africa Day, and this year's theme is Silencing the Guns, Let the Drums Roll. And the state of governance and the rule of law in Africa today presents a complex and evolving landscape. Good morning, I'm Nusipho Zuma. Tanzanian Minister for Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Professor Palamagambu Kabudi, says the state of governance and the rule of law in Africa today presents a complex and evolving landscape. He says the trajectory of the state of governance varies significantly across the continent, with ongoing challenges and some notable successes. He was speaking during a panel discussion at the Thabo Mbeki Africa Day lecture at the Julius Nyerere International Convention Center.
While some African nations have made strides and progress in strengthening their institutions and promoting good governance, others continue to struggle with corruption, weak accountability, and the limitations in the rule of law. Africa still suffers from legal pluralism and it still remains a hostage of the legal cultures of the colonial era. We're still influenced by the Anglo-Saxon common law in the case of Tanzania, the Roman Dutch law in the case of Southern African countries, the Lusophone legal culture and systems in Angola and Mozambique, and we are yet to find our own imprint.
Freedom Park, which a national heritage site in Pretoria, South Africa, is set to host the Africa Day celebrations today. The year's theme is Silencing the Guns, Let the Drums Roll. The event, organized by the Freedom Park in partnership with ZA Central Registry and Registry Africa, is to celebrate unity, peace and cultural diversity in Africa. All 55 African Union member states have been invited to participate in a symbolic synchronized drumming performance, both physically and virtually, to honor Africa's collective commitment to peace and unity. An Israeli woman who was held hostage in Gaza has told a rally in Tel Aviv that airstrikes were the thing she feared most while in captivity. Nama Levi was one of 5 female surveillance officers abducted during the October the 7th attack led by Hamas. She said that every time there were explosions, she was convinced that she would die.
What frightened me most were the bombings. First you hear the whistling, praying it won't fall on us. Then the explosions, sounds so intense they paralyze your body, the earth shaking. Each time I was certain it was my end. In one bombing, part of the house collapsed. Fortunately, the wall I was leaning against did not crumble. That saved my life.
The Kenya Wildlife Service has begun relocating 21 critically endangered black rhino to a new sanctuary. This is part of efforts to ensure the species' long-term survival. Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Rebecca Miano, says the moving of the rhino to the Segera Conservancy is intended to relieve pressure on 3 other sanctuaries.
By moving rhinos from Olpejeta, Lewa and Nakuru, all sanctuaries currently operating at over 100% of their carrying capacity, we are reducing deadly territorial fights that account for over 30% of rhino mortalities.
Zoos in Britain will be required to give some animals, such as elephants, bigger enclosures under new welfare standards published today. Visitors will also be stopped from touching sensitive sea creatures like octopuses and rays. The BBC's Esme Stallard.
These updated standards, which include a ban on tethering birds of prey and curbing the sourcing of animals from the wild, hope to improve welfare levels across the country. The move has been welcomed by the British and Irish Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which represents more than 130 sites. But some members have said the changes could go further. Currently, checks are carried out by local authorities, which they say leads to variations in levels of enforcement. Critics have also said wild animal licenses are too readily issued.
A recap of your top story. Tanzanian Minister for Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Professor Palamagamba Kabudi, says the state of governance and the rule of law in Africa today presents a complex and evolving landscape. He says the trajectory of the state of governance varies significantly across the continent, with ongoing challenges and some notable successes. Now, for any news stories you would like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I'm Nusi Pozuma.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
To fight for my yearnings. Fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning. I'm behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have troubled me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need, right? Yeah, I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now. I need to free my mind now. I really need
It is 7 minutes past the hour, 8 a.m. Central African Time. Welcome to the third and final hour of the show. I'm low-key sad. I'm actually having a lot of fun today. It's nice when you step out of the studio and, you know, you get dressed. You know, people are wearing my high heel and my clogs before 9 a.m. You must know it's serious business. We are broadcasting live from Pretoria, which some of you may know, you may not know. It is the capital city of South Africa, which is the absolute southern part of Africa. So South Africa is the absolute southern part of Africa, and the capital city happens to be Pretoria. And what's happening in Pretoria? What's there in Pretoria? Why are we in Pretoria? Because we're at Freedom Park celebrating Africa Day. It is our 62nd birthday, and we're having a lovely time. We're going to be joined by the Deputy Minister of Public Service and Administration, and Ms. Pinky Kigana, and we're going to be finding out a little bit more about today's happenings and its contribution to Africa Day and how we celebrate Africa Day. And I can't wait for this conversation. It's going to be absolutely lovely. She is a lovely leader, and of course it's very important for us to champion our women. When we talk about public administration, public service, it is quite a responsibility. You're holding public office accountable for, you know, their operations, the projects, the tenderings, the, you know, just the general operations of our government departments. So it is quite a big footing, and we can't wait to have this conversation with her. And the conversation that you and I are having is happening on social media, on at Channel Africa 1, and I'd love to see your beautifully done African garments. Show me what you have planned for today. I know one thing about us. Color blocking, that's going to happen today. The greens are going to be with the blues are going to be with the reds with the purples, and either way, somewhere, somehow, we just find a way to make it so beautiful and so beautifully done. So we're going to have a good time today. Make sure that you stick around. It's the third and final hour of the Oasis. However, because we have such a dedicated team, a wonderful team, even after the show, we're going to make sure that you guys can see everything that is taking place here at Freedom Park. Absolutely lovely. These are the partnerships we live for. It is 10 minutes past the hour, 8 a.m. My name is Nsako Mhlanga. Welcome to the third and final hour of the Oasis.
Africa in Business on Channel Africa.
The president of the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, Badea, Dr. Sidi Ould Tah, he is vying for the presidency of the African Development Bank, the AFDB. He positions himself as a fervent defender of economic integration and structural transformation on the African continent.
So I do believe that I have a 360 view of the development challenges in the continent, with my experience from both the supply side and the demand side. But more importantly, my vision is to bring on board all the stakeholders and to have a holistic approach for the development of the continent, and to develop partnership across the continent and outside the continent, bringing all the stakeholders together to work for one goal, is to make Africa green for life and livelihood of the African population.
Bringing the African markets into your home. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Rejuvenate your mind, rejuvenate your soul with Oasis.
lulo musoloti nyao mandela monala Shere na monala Shere jamba nyao mandela monala Patu jallo bagu bagu bina monala Patu ufne kunai mandela monala Shere na monala Shere jamba nyao mandela monala Amak nekna rawat dina magjubak Mari Jai Mandela Monala Shere na Monala Shere Jambanya Mandela Monala Mari Jambanya wow Nina Monala Mari Labuba Mandela Monala Shere na Monala Shere Jambanya Mandela Monala Komando Balegi Lala Dala Luman Mandela Monala Shere la Monala Shere Jambanya Mandela Monala Marila la Monala Marija la Monala Marija la Monala Mandanya Tewa Ngowa Mayetama Mogen Jolida Mandela Monala Mandela Mandala Amraka nekna rawatina raka juba Bijilo mi jambanya Mandela Mandala Shere na Mandala Shere jambanya Mandela Mandala Mandela Monala lo Shere na Monala Shere Jambanya Mandela Monala
The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Ngiwuhambile umhlaba wonke yaze ngabatshela ngosizi ebesinalo silubonile nosizo lwabezizwe sithi enkosi enkosi siyabonga siyabonga nalebuha yenkosi bantabo mntanami ibonakele imisebenzi yethu sibabonile bethu on June 16, 1976. Awusebuyile mnake sebuyile ekhaya waze kwamnandi ekhaya ho mani bangoma yethu mina kumele ngakhiwe nguwe wena wakhiwe thina sonke masaka yebo masaka thina sonke masaka yebo siba mama bomthandazo izonke imithandazo yenu ngoba thina sinjenjenje sinjenjenje ngemithandazo sinjenjenje sinjenjenje ngemithandazo enkosi zinkokheli enkosi John Dube, siyabonga babuluthuli, siyabonga buthelezi, mina kumele ngakhiwe nguwe, wena wakhiwe yini, thina sonke masakane, yebo masakane, thina sonke masakane, mina kumele ngakhiwe nguwe, wena wakhiwe yini, thina sonke masakane, yebo masakane, thina sonke masakane. Thina sonke masakane, yebo masakane, thina sonke masakane, yebo masakane, thina sonke masakane, yebo masakane, thina sonke
Find the latest Oasis podcast on www.channelafrica.co.za. Have you been struggling to find Channel Africa?
Oh yes, where can I find you guys?
Well, you are in luck.
Warning, radioactive zone detected.
Listen to the African perspective on our brand new SABC Plus app. Download the fresh and easy to use app from sabcplus.com or the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Or just command your phone to find SABC Plus on your phone and check out all this good stuff. And that's where you will find Channel Africa, the African perspective. Oh yes, this is fresh and easy. The Oasis with Nsako Mhlanga.
It is 20 minutes past the hour, 8 a.m. Central African time. Welcome back, my loves. Where have you been? What did you decide to do? Did you maybe just like hop into the shower, turn up the volume? I do that sometimes, especially like if I want to be productive, you want to listen, but at the same time, maybe you are preparing to go to the holy house, or maybe you're preparing to come here where we are, which is currently at Freedom Park, which is situated in the capital city of South Africa, which is Pretoria. And we're celebrating Africa Day, 62 years since the establishment of the African Union. And the current chair happens to be President Ramaphosa. And he, to be honest with you, I think his term, and hear me out, I think has to be the most memorable term. I think he was thrown with so many daggers throughout his term as a president, and just knowing how many things he's had to do and currently is doing, it's really, it goes beyond the word commendable. I think commendable is a very conservative way of saying it, but shout out to you, President Ramaphosa. Shout out to you and the work that you've done. I think we've never met a more focused in terms of our policies. The young people say you stand on business when it comes to our policies, and I really salute you for that. So we're going to get into a discussion with the Deputy Minister, Ms. Pinky Kekana, regarding the peacekeeping as a societal matter, right? Talking about how we can foster participation and community engagement, how we can, ensure that those who are sitting at home right now, they do not have their jobs, how they, on a daily basis, can facilitate community engagement and involvement. We once spoke about this global society that we are a part of. I know a lot of us tend to look at the earth and how many people are currently in a country and whatnot, and then we make ourselves insignificant to that, not remembering that you are part of that number. That number of, if there's 20 people living on the street, if you left, it would be 19, which changes the whole trajectory of what we had hoped for. So stop looking at yourself as insignificant to our societal growth. Stop looking at yourself as insignificant to the role that you play in society. And some of the societal factors, we're including education and economic opportunities, play in maintaining peace and stability in our communities. And really, what is the mandate this year? It seems like we are tired of the ongoing violence. Of course, we spoke about the different African countries that are experiencing violence in their various countries respectively. But there's certain violence that is not even a matter of a border. When you look at the likes of femicide, gender-based violence, when you look at the kidnapping and hijacking, when you look at men, for example, right? We are still sitting with alarming high rates of suicide amongst African men. That within itself is violence. And we're saying, let's silence all of that through the most prominent way of communication, which is art. Let's silence that noise. Let's silence what's going on in your mental health, your finances, your socio-economic placements. Let's silence all of that for one day and say, let's focus on what is louder than that, which is our drums, the art, other forms of life. How else did we create a noise back then? How else did we welcome ceremonies? When a king came back from conquest, he'd be welcomed with drums, the beating of the drums, which clearly have already started. I'm already hearing some rhythms happening behind me. It's beautiful, absolutely stunning. And we're going to be capturing it throughout the day. So you do want to stick around. And also on social media, we are at Channel Africa 1. Follow us there, where you can see live what we are doing, what it actually looks like, and when we are presenting, what are we actually doing. And we're also going to be welcoming the Deputy Minister. So if you have a couple of questions, send them through so that we can ask her as she's going to be coming in. It is 8:25. Let's enjoy some jammy jams. Also, we're going to be finding out from the team around here, what does Africa Day mean to you? What does it mean to you? What does it mean for you? Your placement in Africa, your languages, your cultures, your diversity. What does it mean for you? This is the Oasis.
Hey there, this is Balisa Tau, part of the dynamic duo that gives you on the move right here on Channel Africa from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Africa time. Well, it's with your help for the past 2 years that we have been a multi-award winning show.
Finally, yeah, we're keeping it on the move in 2025. And yes, I'm the other half of the duo, Benjamin Mushatama, and we're going to keep you going with the great conversations. Turn it up.
Okay. On the Move comes back in 2025 to give you more of the content that made us a Maldo and to deliver that bold, boundary-pushing content that you love. And of course, giving you a ride through the 3 hours of news, views, and entertainment.
Every weekday from 9 to midday Central African time, right here on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Cool.
Let's go.
Sambamba. Sambamba, samba, gizizimbi, samtumele blues. Sky, with mama. Sambamba. Sambamba, samba, gizizimbi, samtumele blues. Sky, with mama. Sambamba. Sambamba, samba, gizizimbi, samtumele blues. Sky, with mama. Sambamba. Sambamba, samba, gizizimbi, samtumele blues. Sky, with mama. Blue sky. Yeah, blue sky. Sky, with mama. Blue sky. Yeah, blue sky. Sky.
Just the facts and the music you love. On Channel Africa.
Mama,
Central African time. Welcome back to it. I'm hoping that you're having a lovely day so far. I want to nudge at my bosses. If we could just stay a little longer, just that extra hour, so we can have more robust conversations. The fact that, we only have 24 minutes left breaks my heart. The event is only starting. But the beauty about the world of technology, right, is that we're consistently bridging the gap of it's not just us talking like this. We are bringing it to life. And I am joined by possibly one of the most beautiful cultures displayed. Yes. Please wear your headphones without messing the crown. And then let's bring the speaker forward. Yes, most Africans know what to do. We don't struggle with anything. I am so looking forward to having this conversation with you. I know who you are. The people don't know who you are.
Yes.
Please tell them, who am I sitting next to right now?
Akwande Mzansi, bizo lami nginguThando Mahlangu. My name is Thando Mahlangu, Ndebele activist and Ndebele advocate for Ndebele to be on television, the Ndebele art painter, the author and the speaker and a program director at some point. So.
And we're going to have a lot of fun today.
Yes.
What does this day mean for you? I love the fact that this is where our cultures shine. This is where, and you know what's so funny, when you're wearing your beautiful garment now,
yes.
It's reminding me of some of the fashions over there by the western side of the world.
Correct.
Where this has been copied many, many times.
Yes, that's true. You see, that's why I'm saying I'm advocating for Ndebele to be on television, mainly because they know ikumbese yesindebele.
Yes.
They know it's ila sebayibiza ngokuthi yiring what. Yabo. They know the Ndebele regalia, but they don't know Amandebele. They don't know the language. They don't know us. They don't know where we base. They don't know what we eat. They don't know that we've got talented people that could be on television or on radio or everywhere. So now the whole thing Yamandebele has been copied around the world. If you can look at my spoku here, si kwalile sibiza ngokuthi mkwalo.
Yes.
You know, so far Emandebele they only know Dr. Nosinki Mahlangu, no Dr. Esther Mahlangu.
Yes.
Abakwalago, but it's Chaba Samandebele soke siyakwala. Even if you can look at the design Yamakosa, yes, it's got this. It's got ubundebele element.
Yes.
That's what he said. He said he was inspired by Amandebele no Bundebele. You know. So now what we want Amandebele to be out there.
Yes.
You know. So now today's day is very much important gaming ngoba. It means Amandebele yahlangana. But the sad reality is that we only have Africa Day once a year. Why can't we have Africa Day throughout so that we can promote anything that's got to do no Africa, anything that's got to do no Khwaribi to Ilimuli to, you know, if you can look at in South Africa, we've got beautiful language, we've got beautiful cultures, but the same beauty amatourist now so ngaphetsheya eza lapha awahoni kuyibona mainly because baphelela kuphi kubo Santeni baphelela endaweni zamakhuwa but ubukhwari busemakhaya busemaplasini bulasinzinze khona. So now we need to teach our people ukuthi we can make a living out of it. Yes. We don't have to travel long distances. You know, because Emandebele you find guti olindebele nakayimberekweni we are portel ukambo ya portel, but the man that she makes ngokwenza ama beats wesindebele, it's more than le aykholago emand.
Yes. So I want to come back to what you said. You spoke about how you wish it could be commemorated every day.
Yes.
But I think that's why our work is so important here.
Exactly.
If you did not stand up and say, I'm going to be full on standing on business representing the Ndebele tribe, and with us as Channel Africa, where every single day this is our content, this is what we do. We don't do anything else.
Exactly.
We speak on the African perspective. We are the African perspective, right, through media. Let's talk about today's happenings. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to seeing, and also just kind of explain your beautiful crown. I want to understand the significance of it.
Yes. I'm looking forward to see the beauty of Africa, the beauty of Seula Africa, because today it's our stage for us to showcase the beauty of our regalias, to showcase the beauty of our heritage, of Khwaribe, to the beauty to show us of Africa. Actually, I'm looking forward to his speech, Saga Minister. What does he have is going to say about Africa and their talents? What does the minister is going to say about Khwaribe to Ubuhlebe to? Do we have to put our languages on television or on radio? I must say, you guys, the work that you are doing is very much beautiful, and I love it, and I really appreciate you, because without you, we wouldn't be able to reach some of the African continent. You know, we wouldn't be able to reach outside of South Africa. So what you guys are doing is very much important in Siaitanda. So what I'm wearing currently, gimbete ikumbese yamandebele. So now ikumbese li, na ungathu yaqala i-rainbow. Kunento enye ethanda ukuvela after izulu linile ile kude le inama colors la wekumbese le. So now South Africa and the African continent, it's known by these colors. Hence I'm saying guti amandebele, they need to be known out there, because they know the blanket but they don't know us. So now engimbetheko kufana nomkhala, it's a crown that's worn by umntwana enkosini, by our the prince, you know. So now ngibelethwa ngekosini ngikho ngivunule nje, and then bese lapha ngimbethe isikholana. Isikholana it's more like the belt, you know. So if you can look here, ngimbethe iraso. Iraso I drive like this without the blanket, so it's more like a t-shirt or a shirt, you know. And then bese lapha ngimbethe izwide. Izwide le sibiza ngokuthi sikhethu. So an African child wears isikhumba. So before the Western guys come nevunulo yesikhuwa amachila, we used to wear the skin. So now I also have the other skin that I'm wearing here when it's hot, you know. So the blanket, I'm wearing it because it's cold, so that it can warm me up. And even the skin, a cow skin that I'm wearing, they use it as a jacket. So now Kate, Sindebele, Namkan, an African child, Nagabulungwa, when they die, they got to be buried with that particular skin. Yes.
And if you're wondering what he looks like, make sure you keep up with us on @Channel Africa 1, looking absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to the Ndebele tribe really rising to the top and displaying your beauty through your language, your culture, the colors. It's so beautiful. Perfect. Africa is too beautiful, and we appreciate you.
Ngithokoza kakhulu kwamambala abangifuna bangangilandela kuma social media platforms wami @ThandoMahlangu_, whether on YouTube, where I teach an African child or anyone who's got an interest in isiNdebele. I teach them isiNdebele, amagama nokulochisa nokuthi what does this mean ngesiNdebele, so they can follow me on Twitter @ThandoMahlangu_, even on Facebook @ThandoMahlangu. Ngithokoza kakhulu kwamambala.
Siyabonga nje kwaMahlangu. Thank you so much for your time today. It is 8:44 Central African time. Let's take a quick break.
We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. The Oasis on Channel Africa.
It is 8:47 Central African time. We are 13 minutes to head to the top of the hour. I'm still trying to nudge, You know, when you secretly nudge you give your mom a look when you want something from them. You're trying to appease your mom. You're like, hey, I want that chocolate. I'm nudging like our bosses to say, guys, can we just stay for a little bit longer? I know there are cost implications. I'm very privy to that, but you know, it's because I'm having so much fun, man. I'm having fun here. I am engaging with people that I can't wait to just learn from and soak from. And joining us right now is someone who I want to respect you and read this. Can I?
Yeah, please.
Okay. All right. We are joined by Dr. Asilo Galane, who is the Chief Arts Education Specialist at the Department of Basic Education, an extraordinary lecturer in music education in the Department of Humanities Education. His research focuses on decolonial arts education, transformative constitutionalism in education policy framework. He has pioneered an illustrious body of work in the free Kiba music genre released worldwide. His current duties include research supervision at the University of Pretoria, National Creative Arts Chief Education Policy Specialist at the Department of Basic Education, an external examiner at WITS, appointment as sub-panel member for the evaluation of scholarly creative artworks, the DHET, Secretariat for Teacher Development and Curriculum Management at the Department of Basic Education, and executive producer of Habane African Music Records, and a member of SAMRO. We all do not have the same 24 hours because there's absolutely no way that you're doing all of this.
Okay, yeah, no, thank you very much. Some of the work there has had its own contractual time, and it's some contracts ended in 1 or 2, but particularly University of Pretoria, where I was really serving as extraordinary lecturer for arts education, music education, and also just reading for some proposals for VETS a couple of years ago, but those contracts have since ended, but I'm still doing my work with Cam Records, writing music, producing. I have 350 original compositions.
What?
That would make me probably one of the most prolific composers in this country.
Absolutely.
Yes, all original compositions registered with SAMRO. They're on the SAMRO catalog.
Yeah.
So this is the work that I do.
As much as we speak about today's event, I'm going to break the fourth wall. Can we have his own time in studio? I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to fit in all the questions I have for you in 10 minutes.
Not a problem.
So I'm going to break the fourth wall with my producer right now and say, girl, we need him in studio. You know, she's literally saying her jaw is on the floor right now.
Oh, wow.
And she knows me and I know her. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make this conversation happen.
It's until you hear... That's a fertility drum made of clay from Nigeria.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that, because that F word is, especially in the winter that we're experiencing in Southern Africa, the timing of you bringing that drum, I don't know if you're adhering to some of the prayers that maybe some fellow females are having now. Talk to us about it. That was a beautiful moment there.
Yeah, no, this is called an ilu. It's a female drum made of clay. It's generally used in Nigeria, in an area for symbolize fertility. You can see the shape.
I was just about to say, it's emulating a woman.
Yes, the pregnancy. So it gives a sound like a water drum, as you could hear. It's like the water drum sound. So, water, rain, represent, rebirth, rejuvenation, purification, cleansing, posterity, prosperity. Yes.
And just the continuous flow of life.
Yes, a continuous flow of life.
And renewal.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
So when you heard the theme, we're drumming to silence the guns, and the juxtaposition of the arts and ongoing conflicts and how it has been a continuous theme in our history. It's only now we're putting a phrase to it. What was your response to that?
This came during COVID, and I think at the time President Cyril Ramaphosa was the chairperson,
yes,
of SADC, and the call was made by the African Union to silence the guns. And because there is no way there'll be prosperity in any nation when guns are roaring, kids are dying, there's no future, everything becomes bleak, the country's economy stops. And the take-up from us was that, wow, we would like to be part of it, and then we sat in a meeting with Dot Africa and ZACR, and we conceptualized the idea of getting the drums, because they're a softer skill, they are more warmer human touch. They are the oldest African instrument. They come, generation from one generation to another. They pull communities together. In East and West Africa, the talking drum is used to really communicate messages across villages.
Yes.
So there's a whole study in vocabulary of the drums called drum language study. But drums basically keep the communication even in the most contentious of contexts, where you can't tell a ruler in the face what your misgivings are about either the style of ruling or policies passed. But through drums you are able to even bring the ruler himself or herself into the dance, whilst you're making commentary about issues that society is not comfortable with. And that's where you strike a moment of poetic license, where after the performance, the ruler would have heard, but you may not raise the matter again outside that poetic license, otherwise you need a different protocol. Yes, so drums for us was really almost, in terms of, pitch and resonance, the guns are much, louder, but we've got drums that are almost equal to the sound of the drums. Whilst guns are shooting from one end, we can play the drums on the other end and say to society, run away from danger, come to humanity.
Yes. As you were speaking, my mind started illustrating this picture of the drums, and the one feeling / thought that came to mind was the fact that the drum is probably one of the only instruments that require your force as a human. So I know with the guitar you're playing with your fingers, but with the drums it requires a physical force, right?
No, indeed.
And it requires you to kind of be fully immersed with the instrument as well to create that rhythm, which for me speaks to the need for humans to be constantly involved and constantly immersed in some of even the conflicts and how to address them. So I feel like it was actually genius. The fact that I know now you were in that meeting, I said it in the first hour. I said, I need to meet someone who was sitting in that meeting when you guys said, what, this is what you're running with.
No, we did.
And I literally physically take my hat off to you, and please explain your crown. I am obsessed.
Oh yes, and very interesting enough, when I was requested to lead the first South African American, very interesting, just after the Trump President Ramaphosa meeting. In 1996, the first South African American cultural exchange, I led it with Professor Ramokhale, and we went to Washington D.C. And when I was in D.C., we were actually part of the Smithsonian Institute of American Folklife program. You do not participate in that program unless you have written a paper 18 months ahead and it's published. And I remember coming back to South Africa and say, could we do a research festival, research-based festival? People said, no, man, you're just overthinking.
That's the point.
I said, really, what's the point of us going on stage and we jump and we drum and then it's song and dance and then that's it?
Yeah.
Not documented anywhere, not captured anywhere. It's not part of any discourse and stuff like that. So something very peculiar about being out there. I realized that in South Africa, we do not have a very strong national symbol of identity as creatives.
Wow.
You're either Xhosa or Zulu or Mupedi or Motswana, and we are represented in those colors and in those patterns of designs. But we do not have something that holds us all together up to now. And that so when I looked into this, there was this drum, the talking drum. This is a talking drum, and these are the strings that tune it. You put it under your armpit and you squeeze it, and then it changes the tones.
Wow.
So you would actually be able to say Thobela le kae, and you do kupa. Re ona le kae, do kupa. Papi popo. Re butsisa lena. You know, you can actually do that. So I found this to be the commonest symbol of all of us, not only on the continent but universally, that all communities of the world, 4 communities have a drum. In one way or the other have a drum. So when I had to choose whether I wear a crown made of gold or a crown made of a drum, a cow hide, or any hide of an animal, a wild animal like this one.
Yes.
So it became very, very important for me to then say, let me have an undisputable symbol of a drum on my head.
Yes.
Because remember, something very, very important, and I must never forget, is that when slavery was abolished, the symbol of freedom was the drum. If you go to Gore, the island of Gore, the only symbol of the abolition of slavery is a man and a woman with chains broken standing on top of a drum. And during slavery, if there was anything that Africans should not have had an opportunity to continue doing, was to play the drum. So it was silenced during slavery, and it was during when slavery was abolished, then the drum was the first symbol where men and women stood on top of it and with the chains broken, reunited.
And today it is a symbol of the beautiful Africa Day. And unfortunately, we've run out of time. Doctor, it's not the last time I'm speaking to you. I am confirming it now. And you know what's beautiful about that? It's about fertility. It's the creation aspect of it. So you're declaring this creation of the relationship and the ongoing relationship that we're going to continue to have.
Much appreciated.
Thank you so much for your time today. We have run out of time, and that's it from me in Sakamhlanga. Thank you so much to the team that we all woke up today. Unfortunately, some of the men are outside, but please, if you see them, guys, please thank them from the bottom of my heart. They've made me sound good, look good, feel good. I've even 10 shades lighter with these lights. From me in Sakamhlanga, it's been absolutely fantastic. Nombuso, my co-pilot, love of my life, thank you so much for your time. From me in Sakamhlanga, it's been absolutely fantastic. Have a beautiful and blessed Sunday, and happy, happy, happy Africa Day. Goodbye.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Your headlines: South Africa's Mineral and Petroleum Resources Minister Kwetama sheds a grim picture of the country's economy, and Nepal shut some of its schools down. Good morning, I'm Nusipho Zuma. South Africa's is on the decline, and according to Mineral and Petroleum Resources Mandashe, the key